The Detroit Lions are currently 5-1 right now, tied for first place in the NFC North. But right now, despite how well that team has played, Jared Goff is looking like a front runner to win MVP. I still don't believe that the Detroit Lions are the team to beat in the NFC. And I'm still rolling with the Green Bay Packers to win it all this year. Listen, as good as what the Detroit Lions are playing, I don't believe that they are a better team than what the Packers are. The Packers are a better, more well-rounded team than what the Lions are. Their offense is stacked. They got a good offensive line. They're deep at receiver. Josh Jacobs has been a really good addition to that squad. Jordan Love, for the amount of interceptions that he likes to throw, this dude also is good enough to lead you to a championship because he can overcome his mistakes. He makes a lot of great throws off platform. The dude looks like the third coming of Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre put together. It's like Jordan Love gives you the best and the worst of what you got from Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. If you were to put those two quarterbacks together in one, that's what you get out of Jordan Love. Although he gets a little bit loosey-goosey with the football at times, with how well he has played in spite of his mistakes, it shows you just how good the Packers can be when they really start playing their best football. Because right now, I still don't think that we've seen the Green Bay Packers play their best brand of football yet. I believe that once we get into late November, early December, the Green Bay Packers are going to separate themselves from the rest of everybody in the NFC. They got a really good defense. Their new defensive coordinator, Jeff Hafley, has done a wonderful job at improving that side of the football. You got Rashawn Gary, Preston Smith, Devontae Wyatt, their defensive tackle who currently is leading their team in sacks. They got one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. You got a really good secondary. You added Xavier McKinney in free agency. He's been a stud. And we know Jair Alexander is one of the best corners in the NFL. I don't believe, from a talent standpoint, the Detroit Lions match up that well with the Green Bay Packers because their defense is not that good. We saw their defense get shredded by Sam Darnold. We saw their defense get shredded by the Seattle Seahawks as well. The Lions are a good offensive team, but they're not a good, well-rounded team with the inefficiencies that they tend to have on defense. With the injury to Aiden Hutchinson, it further makes me more confident that the Green Bay Packers, not only are they going to win the NFC North, but they also should be the favorites to win the NFC because this team has yet to play their best football. When Jordan Love starts limiting all these mistakes, he's going to be one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the NFL. The only thing that's holding him back is the fact that he can't take care of the football. But once you start to see him get a little bit more hot as the season progresses, and you see those turnover numbers decline, the Green Bay Packers are going to become one of the most dominant teams in the NFL. It's already surprising enough that they're 5-2, and they didn't have Jordan Love healthy for a few games to start this season. You were still finding ways to win with Malik Willis. Their head coach, LaFleur, has done a great job of building this offense around Jordan Love and his skill set. And when he ends up figuring out how to solve these turnover issues, the Packers are going to be the scariest team in the NFL and the team that nobody should want to play because they got a great defense. And when the offense finally figures it out, which the offense is already playing good in spite of all of Jordan Love's mistakes, this is a team that I believe is good enough to win it all. The Detroit Lions, for as good as how they've played to start out this season, I don't believe once we get into playoff time, if they play the Green Bay Packers, they're going to be able to knock off that squad. Because by that point, the Packers are going to be playing their best football. The Packers, to me, right now, and I know it's super controversial to say this, but they are a better team than what the Detroit Lions are. This team was winning without their starting quarterback. It shows you how much depth and how well coached they are. If Jared Goff was to get injured today, would the Detroit Lions still be the better team? Would they still be able to be as good as what they are? No. The Lions have a good squad. I'm not trying to take anything away from them. All I'm saying is that I don't feel like the Detroit Lions right now are better than what the Green Bay Packers are. The Green Bay Packers have a much better chance at making it to the Super Bowl, making it out of the NFC with how good of a quarterback Jordan Love is and how good their defense is in comparison to the Lions. The Lions' defense is really inconsistent. They got a really good defensive coordinator, but with the injury to Aiden Hutchinson, the inconsistent secondary play, I love Green Bay more than I love Detroit to win the NFC at this point. Now, that definitely can change because both of these two teams are going to be facing off in the next couple of weeks. But if I had to bet money on who's going to win that game right now, I would take the Green Bay Packers to win it because I don't believe that this team is playing their best football yet. You can make the argument that the Detroit Lions have already peaked right now. This is the best football that they're going to play all year, but you don't want to peak too early. Right now, I think that the Packers are the team that has more potential than what Detroit has because Jordan Love, the fact that they still are winning these games in spite of all his mistakes, when he cleans those turnover issues up, this is going to be a really scary team that nobody's going to want to see in January. And I promise you that.